Sponsorship analysis by Nicole Franzen and Sophia Cates. This is a little background information about the Bengals. This is a little background information about the project. This is our executive summary.
So this slide is just going over the basic demographics of the Bengals survey. So for age, I included the mean, median, mode, and range, but the kind of main one that's probably most important is the mean or the average age of the survey takers. And the 47% of females took the survey, and then 49% of males took it, and I believe 4% did not answer. And then moving on to income, the average income of the participants was $94,000. And then on the right, you can see the pie graph of the marital status. And then I believe about 50% of them were single. And I feel like that kind of makes sense because of their age. The average age was about 30. And then that also makes sense with the children in the household. The average is less than 1. And I feel like that also makes sense with the age. They're still both young. So that is the basic demographics of the Bengals survey. Okay, this slide is going over how Cincinnati area residents are best able to identify the 14 different areas or sponsors that the Bengals were trying to figure out. And so we discovered that the fans were able to best identify the grocery, soup, and beer sponsors. And Nicole and I found through our research that fans are better able to identify with products or sponsors that they interact with during the game. So, for example, like beer, when you go to a football game, a lot of people drink beer rather than, they're not interacting with a card or a paper. So that kind of goes with the food and the drinks. And grocery, I think, was a very the sponsor was Kroger, so it was kind of like a big name. And even if they didn't know that, that's probably what fans put because they recognize that name. And so those are just some findings that we determined through our research. Okay, this slide is just going over determining whether fans or non-fans are able to determine the correct sponsor for the Bengals. And I feel like this one is pretty obvious that self-identified fans were able to recognize the official sponsor compared to non-fans, and that is represented in the graph on this slide. On this slide, we figured out that male fans are better able to recognize the correct official Bengals sponsor in 13 of the 14 categories, and that females were able to identify the correct health sponsor compared to men. And this makes sense because more males consider themselves fans of the Bengals and attend more games than females. Okay, on this slide, we're trying to determine if sponsorship is important for participants in purchasing decision. So if participants know that Kroger is the official grocery store of the Cincinnati Bengals, whether they are more likely to shop there compared to either Walmart, Meijer, or another grocery store, and we figured that 68% of participants claim they are equally likely to purchase from an official Bengals partner brand. For this slide, we are seeing the attendance for Paul Brown Stadium. So on the left, you can see that of the 908 participants, 577 Bengals fans have actually attended Paul Brown Stadium. And then in that middle column, you can see that about 72% of the survey takers have been to Paul Brown Stadium. And then on the right, we see that 480 of the 908 survey takers they are Bengals fans and have attended Paul Brown Stadium. On this slide, we are determining the fan satisfactory for the 2020-21 Cincinnati Bengals. A majority of fans did not answer this question. About 37% of fans did not answer this question. And then the second majority was extremely dissatisfied with how the Bengals performed in the 2020 season. Which makes sense because they ended up ranking last in the AFC North division.
Here are our marketing recommendations. Here are the new survey questions that we came up with, and our executive summary once again.